And let's quickly cut across and listen in to Shaktikanta Das, the new RBI Governor.
And many important decisions should be there in the board. The board should have many committees. This is the view from the government, which the RBI under the previous governor's regime resisted, protested. What is your view on the issue of governance for RBI, which is a very important issue that will be discussed on the board meeting on 14th?
No, I would not like to go into what were the issues or what are the issues between government, which is an important, which runs the country, and the Reserve Bank of India. But every institution, every institution has to have its professional integrity, maintain its professional autonomy. At the same time, every institution also must adhere to principles of accountability.
Sir, if I can please take a question, sir. You're coming in at a time. You're coming in at a time.
I'll just come. Yes.
Sir,
the Reserve Bank's capital has been a contentious issue. What are your views? Do you expect the committee to take a call before the fiscal year is out?
No, let the committee be constituted. I think as you are aware, the committee has to be constituted, and I think very shortly the committee will be constituted. And then the terms of reference of the committee will drop, so that will spell out how much time is required. So based on that, no, we'll have to consult whoever becomes the chairman of the committee. He has to be consulted before we fix a timeline.
Sir, but if I may ask a question, sir, you are coming to RBI as the 25th governor under unprecedented circumstances. If I may ask you a very frank and a candid and maybe a little blunt question, the relationship between the central government and the central bank has hit rock bottom. Will your priority be to first fix that relationship before some of the issues that you've listed out? The channels of communication seemingly are blocked.
No, I don't know about, what is blocked and whether the relationship is not, not good, or I won't like to go into that. But as I mentioned, that we have to have stakeholder consultation. We'll have to have consultation with everybody. Government is ultimately the government has an, government is not just a stakeholder, but the government of the day runs the economy, runs the country, and manages major policy decisions. So there has to be free, fair, objective, and very frank discussion with between the government and the Reserve Bank of India. And I would like to believe that all issues, howsoever contentious, can be resolved through discussions.
So you will be meeting
Governor,
this side.
Governor,
I'll come. I'll just come.
this side, please, Governor.
The February 12th circular, which was, of course, one big bone of contention. What is your view? You think there could be some kind of step back from?
No, views on individual issues I would not. Let me, I have to really settle down, study the issues, and then take a view.
You're open to dialogue because there has been none from RBI and the government.
My personal views on these matters, on these things would not matter. What I have to really see and understand issues before I start commenting, because every observation made by the central bank has got, a lot of wide-ranging impact. So let me understand the issues. So I would not like to go in details. Yeah.
और आपकी जो शुरुआत हो रही है, आप सबसे पहले पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक से मीटिंग कर रहे हैं. काफी सारे पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स की ये शिकायत है कि वो लोन नहीं दे पा रहे हैं क्योंकि उनके ऊपर पीसीए के तहत प्रतिबंध है. क्या आप इसको रिव्यू करेंगे? इससे ग्रोथ को भी मदद मिलेगी? क्या आप इसके ऊपर ओपन हैं?
देखिए, पीसीए के साथ ये एक जनरल कंसल्टेशन है. मतलब कल के लिए कोई ऐसा फिक्स्ड एजेंडा नहीं रखा है. बैंकिंग जो सेक्टर है हमारे इकोनॉमी का एक बहुत बड़ा important wing of the economy. तो उनके साथ it's a general consultation to understand to sort of try and understand their understanding of not just the banking sector but also how the economy is functioning. It's a general interaction with the banks.
Sir, just to follow up, Governor, you'll be meeting with the heads of PSU banks tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow. Are you open to discussing, easing of capital requirements for these banks?
I will not reply to this question with reference to, I will not reply to your question specifically with reference to that, because the moment I say that, I am okay with this, then you will put a different headline. But please take it from me. Not again, I am repeating, it's not with reference to your question. I am open to discussing all issues.
Governor, this is Subhashri from...
Governor, on the issue, you spoke about growth. On the issue of credit flow to the economy, both to the SME sector and the credit that was growing from NBFCs, which has been constrained. Do you think both of those are risks to growth, which the RBI under you would like to tackle?
I mean, these are all what you have mentioned are challenges, various challenges which the economy today faces, and all those challenges which come in the domain of the central bank naturally will receive the attention of the Reserve Bank of India.
Governor,
Liquidity issue, sir.
Governor, inflation is expected to go below 3% later in the evening. What's your view on interest rates and inflation if inflation goes below 3%?
No, there is a monetary policy committee which has to decide. And inflation target, as I mentioned, let me make it very clear. Inflation targeting is a very important component of the RBI's functioning, and it's a function which the monetary policy committee has to fulfill. I cannot jump the gun and make a statement at this point.
Subhashri from Reuters. Governor, I wanted to understand what is your view about growth implications going ahead in terms of the growth momentum. Do you expect growth momentum to slow down going ahead? Is that a bigger focus for you now, given that inflation momentum is slowing down? Thank you.
No, I have mentioned that inflation targeting is an important function which the Reserve Bank of India Act, the government, the law which has mandated. It's a mandatory requirement of, it's a mandatory part of the RBI's functioning, so that will remain very important. And issue of growth, I did mention, yes, I agree. And let us also keep in mind that this is a part of, if you read I'm not bringing anything which is extraneous to the RBI Act. If you see the preamble of the RBI Act, which talks about the Monetary Policy Committee, it also says that keeping in mind the requirements of growth. So I am not saying anything which is beyond the Reserve Bank of India Act.
But does that mean that you will promote, you will boost, help take growth measures, growth supportive measures?
What measures we will take?
I mean, are you in favor of promoting growth supportive measures?
What measures we will take, that you will know only when some decision is
taken. I'm not
taken.
asking for measures, sir.
Sir, Bijoy from Cogensis here. So you're starting your tenure with the meeting with the PSU banks. Financial sector has been an issue. Financial services sector has been an issue. We have had ILNFS. You have entities that are governed by you taking you to court. You have private sector banks that are now headless because the RBI has taken a tough stance on many of them. And you have 11 banks under PCA from the PSU banks. Is that going to be an area of focus, especially from the fact that you need to...
And joining me now on the broadcast is India Today's Managing Editor Business, Rajiv Dubey. Rajiv, Shaktikanta Das takes over as RBI Governor at a time when the central bank's relationship with the government is, as many say, has hit rock bottom. That's one of his big challenges. And also the aspect of growth support measures, again something where the neutrality of the bank is being questioned.
Yeah, so Gaurav, the big challenges before the governor are exactly the same thing. What are the contentious issues, or what were the contentious issues between Urjit Patel and his team, as well as the centre? So that has to do with liquidity in the system, systemic liquidity. It has to do with the non-performing assets and the circular that was issued, which has actually created additional 2.5 lakh crore of non-performing assets, where the centre wants the exemptions to power sector from non-performing assets. It has to do with the prompt corrective action which is ongoing against 11 banks, and and it has to do with the reserves that RBI has. Those are the 4 or 5 major issues that the RBI governor will have to deal with immediately. Besides that, there are the SME loans to SMEs, the restructuring of loans to SMEs. Some of those have been dealt with in the past meeting of the board meeting of the RBI. But these 4 or 5 continue to remain the most contentious issues as far as the governor of RBI is concerned.
Rajiv, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.